So this is a little different from any video I've ever created, but it really just felt very necessary because I would love to speak to anyone who is or has dreamed of being a writer. So my name is Sarah Turner, by the way. I am a 8-figure business owner, copywriting mentor, and I teach people how to start online businesses. And I have always dreamed of being a writer. And growing up, I would keep journals. I mean, I have boxes and boxes of journals from when I was a kid. So I don't know if you have like lots of boxes of journals, but maybe you can relate. And I always, like in the back of my mind, wanted to be a writer. But as I went to school and through college and kind of decided, what would my career be, I strayed away from writing because I just didn't think that it was actually feasible. I didn't know that what kind of writing I wanted to do. I didn't really want to be a journalist. I really wanted to write books. And I really wanted to write something that would actually like help people and impact lives. So that was really important to me. But I had the old school idea that so many people have that, in order to be a writer, you're either gonna be starving and never really making ends meet, or you were gonna have to get lucky and be Stephen King or like J.K. Rowling or somebody like that who, yes, they're excellent writers, but also I think maybe a little luck comes into play. So another thing is I've always suspected that even though it might not be my lifelong career to be a writer, that I would write books one day. And I actually just wrote my first book. It is called Bet on Yourself. It's about entrepreneurship and how accessible it is and why it's so important to, break out of the 9-to-5 world and take a chance on yourself. And then, lo and behold, you'll find out it's not really a gamble. It's not really a bet. It's actually the very best thing that you can do for yourself, because I'm just a firm believer that that's the only way, entrepreneurship, that we can really create a life that is in exact alignment with what our needs are. So we can be there for our family. So we can, shape-shift our business to meet different seasons of our life. So this is a massive dream come true for me. It is also 100% something that I can attribute to copywriting. So when I was in my 20s, I discovered copywriting, which copywriting is the art of persuasion. It is marketing writing, sales writing, business writing. And I discovered that it would be a way for me to actually make money as a writer, make great money as a writer. I was earning just under $30,000 a month full-time copywriting, which was mind-blowing and life-changing. And with that came the ability to practice writing all the time. So that was something I really knew and believed, is that in order for me to actually become a better writer, it's just like any other craft, any other skill, right? You need to be constantly practicing and getting feedback. And so when I discovered copywriting, I realized, wow, I get to practice the very thing that I love so much every single day, and I get feedback and I get paid really well for it. And it's kind of all led me to a place where I got to write my first book way before I ever thought I would. I mean, when I was thinking about when I'd write my first book, I had this image. I was going to be old and wise and wearing like tortoiseshell glasses in a cabin in the woods and, writing my manuscript. But because I discovered copywriting, I got a chance to accelerate that process and to be able to practice and hone my craft. And this is a forever process. I don't think I'm done with that. But I got to put out my first book decades before I ever thought I would even be coming close to doing such a thing. So this is my book. It's called Bet on Yourself, Your Testosterone-Free Guide to Being Your Own Boss. It's definitely a massive, massive mission of mine to put into the hands of, more empathetic, kind-hearted souls the tools and beliefs necessary to step out into the world of entrepreneurship, because that is, really the thing I think that's going to serve so many people. And not only that, I think that we need kind souls with more money, because we've seen how, the wealth distribution in this country is ending up in the hands of, not the best people. And I think that the real solution to that is to put it in the hands of better people. But the thing is, those good, kind-hearted people often have beliefs that money is bad and money is not good and it's evil and it makes you greedy and all these things that hold them back from actually taking power and control. And I think that one of my biggest missions on this earth is to put more money into the hands of good people and to show them how they can do that so that we can honestly, collectively help each other, heal each other. Because I've seen in my own life the impact of helping other people rise from surviving to thriving and how it just transforms your life, right? When you're not worried about your bills all the time and you can actually have some breathing room and you have some money that you can donate or, help a friend out or a family member out with, or just take better care of your family and your kids and yourself. Oh my gosh, just having the ability to not have to ask for time off when you really need a mental health day or a physical health day. I actually just went through that. I just had 5 days where I was totally knocked on my butt. And I was so grateful the whole time that I didn't have to worry about sick leave or go through any of the things that I had to when I had a 9-to-5 job. So my book is also pushing back on the idea that you need to hustle in order to be successful, because that has not been my experience. I definitely have seasons of hustle. Don't let me mislead you there. But by and large, I don't work 40 hours a week. I get to spend quality time with my son. I get to be there for my family at the drop of a hat. I can go spend a month with my sister when she has her babies. It's just the best thing, and I want it for so many people. And because, my programs are, really intensive programs that are meant to get you to where you have a full-blown business at the end, they're not cheap because there's coaches and there's so many live inputs and there's touch points and there's support, and it's just a really thorough process to be able to create something that is about $20 that anyone can pick up and read and gain knowledge from and inspiration from is just super important. Also, this is the most vulnerable project I've ever created. I actually share a lot more of my story than I've ever shared before, including my struggles with addiction, how I had a part of building my business from the kitchen table in rehab. I talk about that. And just so many of the things that I kind of had to overcome in order to create a really, really beautiful life. And it's my mission. It's my mission to get this into the hands of as many people as possible, the right people, the people who want a little bit more. So I actually put a little dedication page on the inside cover because I wanted to, one, communicate to the people reading this book, but also give a place for if anyone were to gift this book to someone, who that person would be. So it says, for, and you put your name in, or you put your dear friend's name in, somebody that should be an entrepreneur. And it says, the world truly yearns for individuals like you who have heart, passion, and potential to create meaningful impact. Your unique gifts and vision are not just wanted, they are needed. I wanted to share this book with you because I see in you the kind of entrepreneur the world genuinely needs. May these pages inspire you as much as I believe in you to the journey ahead. And that is truly, truly, truly how I feel about the people who read my book. I hope that it's something that really helps you finally take the dive into entrepreneurship, or if you're already kind of in it right now and you need some ideas of how to make it more in alignment with who you are, this book is truly for you. It's the book that I wish I had 10 years ago. It would have saved me a lot of heartache and a lot of pain. And also a really cool thing is that when you get this book, there's a QR code on the inside, so you can actually access some gifts that I put together for anyone who reads this. Yeah. So if you've ever dreamed of being a writer, you know how big this is, and I really want this for you. And if copywriting happens to speak to you, I know it has done wonders for me in my writing skills and has got me to the place where I wrote a book at the age of 36 instead of 62. And so that's what I help people do. I help people build freelance copywriting careers. I also help people build online education businesses, and you can find the details in the description below. Anyway, this one was more of a personal share from my heart. If it resonates with you, obviously, go ahead and click subscribe, click that like button, and of course, share with me what you're feeling in the comments. Do you want to be a writer? Is that something you've always dreamed of, being a published writer? Because actually, one thing, I was a published writer way before this. It just was published online. This is the first thing I've ever created that is like in physical print. And it makes my heart explode. Anyway, I want that for you too, if that's what you want.